Welcome everyone to a special masterclass here on Mindvalley. I am Vishen Lakiani, the founder of Mindvalley, and I'm so excited to bring you this special, unique, incredible woman today. And I'm saying that with a deep sense of gratitude because when you hear the story of how this woman changed my life, you'll understand why this particular class is so important to me and why it's so important that I wanted to get it out to you. I don't know how you found us online, but I know why you're here. If you're here like most people watching, you're here because you want to be able to elevate your sense of self-esteem. You want to feel better in your own skin. You want to boost your confidence. You want to feel like your life matters, and you want to be in a situation where, whether you're at work or you're asked to give a talk or you're approaching someone that you're interested in, you feel whole and complete. And I can tell you, growing up in our human lives, that is not always easy. Now, this lady had a profound impact on my confidence, so much so that in 2016, my book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind, was published. That book went on 1 year later to become the #1 book in the world. It broke records, got translated to 30 languages, and in that book, I spoke about my journey around the world, interviewing and speaking to so many great, extraordinary mentors, teachers, and authors. I spoke to people like Arianna Huffington, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, dozens of world leaders. But here's the thing, there is one name, one woman whom, if you actually flip through the book, you will see her name is mentioned more than anyone else. It's her, and then I think after her is Richard Branson. And that woman is Marisa Peer, our guest today. Now, why do I credit Marisa so much in that book? Well, you're about to understand why, and you're about to experience a dose of that magic and wisdom. Often, we want to boost our self-esteem, we want to boost our confidence, but we don't have a reason why. Why we want to grow in confidence, why we want to grow in self-esteem, is so that we can lead an uncompromised life. We can truly shine in all the dimensions that make us human. Our education system doesn't train us for this. Our education system tells us that it's all about career, it's all about money. They forget that life is so much more. Life is about pursuing your passion. Life is about falling in love. Life is about having a healthy body. So I want you to do a quick little self-assessment with me to see how uncompromised your life is, how well balanced your life is. The myth out there is that when you succeed at one thing, you have to sacrifice something else. So if you are making a lot of money, you're going to be horrible at relationships. If you are in a healthy body and have a great relationship, you're probably broke. People buy into these lies. And in addition to giving you fuel to elevate your self-esteem and your confidence, we also want to disrupt this lie because we do not want to create highly confident people, highly incredible people in one dimension. We don't want to leave you just crushing it at work, but having broken relationships. We want to give you an uncompromised life. And if you agree that this is possible, I want you to mentally say, hell yeah, right now. Say it in your mind as loudly as you can. Okay, but now, before we get to that hell yeah, we got to get honest with ourselves. I'm going to read out 7 categories of life. These are wonderful categories in which one can evaluate their life. And I want you to give yourself a score from 0 to 10. So 10 means you are blessed. You're like in the top 1% in this category, whether it's health or finance. 0 means you're really broken, right? Now, a quick tip here. I want you to trust your intuition. Don't overanalyze this. Often the first number that comes to mind is the number that truly matters. It's coming from your gut instinct. So, the first category is spiritual life. Many people forget this. Spiritual life is your ability to go within, introspection, how connected you feel with whatever higher power you believe in, or how connected you feel to life around you. On a scale of 0 to 10, now we go on to your intellectual life. Your intellectual life, firstly, is probably above normal because you're here investing in growth. Your intellectual life is how often are you upgrading your skills? How many books are you reading? How many online courses are you taking? Are you an active Mindvalley student? Rate yourself from 0 to 10. Now, third is your career. This is the one we're all trained to be concerned about. How well are you doing in your career? Are you rising up as much as you'd like? Are you getting the promotions, the raises? Are you engaged in your work? Rate yourself from 0 to 10. Next, your financial life. Career and finance are actually 2 different things. You can have a thriving career, but you could not be making money. The idea is to be thriving at your career, to love what you do, to be growing, but to also be abundant. Rate yourself from 0 to 10 in terms of your financial life. Next, your love relationships. Rate yourself from 0 to 10 on how satisfied you are with your current love relationships. Now, you may want to be single, that's okay. And if you're single and you're happy, you can give yourself a high score. But you could also be in a situation right now where you want a relationship, but you aren't meeting the right person. Rate yourself based on that. Now, the next category, and this is category number 6, is your social life. We as human beings are social creatures. We need family, we need friends. Rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10 on how connected you are to the people that matter to you, your friends, your family. And finally, your health and fitness. Be honest now. Rate yourself from 0 to 10 in terms of your health and fitness. Do you have a daily exercise regime? Are you happy in your body? Are you feeling naturally healthy and high energy? Or do you feel that something is off? And again, this isn't an exam. You decide your rating. The reason I ask you to do this rating is because 1 month from now, when you go deep into this work, you, like so many people, over 100,000 students, are going to be blown away by how your scores have improved. And that is going to fuel your confidence in who you are. It's going to change your sense of self-esteem. And that in turn is going to create that cycle where that renewed confidence, that renewed self-esteem is going to make you go deeper and expand all of these categories. You see, it's cyclical. As you succeed in these categories, your confidence goes up. As your confidence and self-worth goes up, you continue succeeding. And you put yourself in a level of almost exponential personal growth. That is the aim for this masterclass. You ready to begin? Now, let me tell you about our teacher today. Marisa Peer is legendary. She was voted Best Therapist in Britain by Tatler magazine. She's received multiple awards. In fact, her list of awards is so damn long, I had to edit it down just to make time in this masterclass. But here's the cool thing to remember about Marisa Peer. If you go to the cinema today and you think about the A-list movie actors that you see in the cinema, odds are Marisa has worked with them. She's also worked with the late Princess Diana. She's worked with billionaires, with Olympians. She's worked with me and transformed my life. She is probably one of the greatest molders of the human subconscious out there, to be able to take people and get them to new levels of performance. And what she's able to do is quite powerful. Marisa is starting to show that what we often believe to be impossible is not true. It's in the realm of possibility when you work in the right way with the subconscious mind. This is why she's the therapist and coach for so many top performers in the world today. She has spoken at the Women in Business Super Conference, the Mastermind Group London. She was on stage at Mindvalley's massive festival, A-Fest, and the first year we put her on stage, she was voted Best Speaker. And again, you're going to see why. She was voted Best Speaker because she guided the audience through a rapid transformational therapy session that transformed everyone in the room. The footage you're seeing now is from that exact day. And the transformations were so powerful, the audience voted her Best Speaker. Mind you, this was in about 45 minutes. Recently, Marisa won 3 Stevie Awards: Woman of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year, and the Lifetime Achievement Award. She's won the industry's Venus Award 2018 for Influential Woman. She's the winner of the 2018 International Day of the Girl Child Inspiration Award, won specifically for her work in inspiring confidence in women. In addition to the awards, what really matters are the stories of how Marisa is transforming people's lives. The picture you're seeing right now is Lisa Van Dyne. Lisa Van Dyne was the female kickboxing champion in the United States. She was an attendee at that very first A-Fest that Marisa attended. And there's something you'll notice about Lisa. She doesn't smile in pictures. After Marisa's hypnotherapy, this is a picture with Lisa. Look at that smile. Lisa wrote to us and said, before Marisa's session, she, despite being the female kickboxing champion of the United States, think about that, right? Someone with so much power, she was lacking in confidence because she believed she wasn't beautiful in photographs. She hated being in photographs. How someone with so much power can still have that gap in self-esteem where they feel that they aren't pretty enough to be in a photo. And that's why self-esteem is something that's so important in our lives today. We tend to think of self-esteem and confidence as one thing, but really it's a series of different ideas about ourselves, holes in our sense of being that affect everything around us. And when you fill that hole, when you go from whole to whole, remarkable things happen, including finding love. The picture you're seeing here is JB Owen. She was an attendee at Mindvalley and listened to Marisa. And JB actually went up to Marisa because at our events, our speakers and our audience, they get to interact. And JB told Marisa that she was afraid that she would never find the right man. Again, she had gone through a divorce, she had several kids, and she just wasn't meeting the right man. Within 1 year, JB met Peter. They got married at the Town Hall Square in Tallinn, Estonia, during one of our Mindvalley events there. And they invited Marisa and myself. Marisa was a flower girl at the wedding. They asked me to conduct the wedding because of the power that this class had in helping JB find love. Think about that. Think about how you can be powerful and still be afraid to be in a photo. Think about how our self-esteem issues might be preventing us from finding that right someone. A lot of those shifts are going to happen today for you. Now, when I say Marisa works with many of the world's top performers, I am not kidding. And again, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want you to understand that you are not alone. You can be at the pinnacle of success, you can have money and fame, and you can still have gaps in your sense of identity. And Marisa has been helping many people at that level fill these gaps. Jerry Cott, who is the co-founder of the Boomtown Rats with Bob Geldof, said, "She was a powerful resource in my life." Molly Parkin, the renowned writer and artist, said, "She not only changed my life, she actually saved it. Thanks to Marisa, Molly stopped smoking and drinking." Jeff Rudolph, the actor, lost 100 pounds. Jason Roberts went from being a clerk to a famous footballer. Jeffrey Allen, who was a teacher here on Mindvalley, interestingly enough, was in the audience listening to Marisa speak at a Mindvalley event. Back then, Jeffrey was just an audience member, and he was a deeply spiritual healer, but was having financial blocks. He credits Marisa with removing those financial blocks. Today, Jeffrey Allen is a Mindvalley author with 50,000 students studying his programs on Mindvalley and highly, deeply successful. That's 4 years from his first exposure to Marisa as a member of the audience, just like you. Jeffrey approached Marisa at one of our events, and he told her this. Before meeting her, he was a teacher, but he just believed that people wouldn't be interested in his work. He said this to Marisa, "I don't know what you've done to my mind, but it has a space now where all the negative thoughts about no one being interested in me have gone away." Now, if you're in sports or in any type of work that requires extreme skill, elevating your self-esteem is going to change things. Jason Roberts, the footballer, said, "My life and my footballing skills have changed dramatically." This guy plays for the Premier League. Now, as I'm sharing that with you, notice a lot of those results came when I put Marisa on stage for the first time on Mindvalley. Lisa Van Dyne, the kickboxer, Jeffrey Allen, the teacher, a lot of those results came from that one session. And what we're going to do in this masterclass as a gift for you is give you that experience. So after we go into the structure and the ideas behind elevating confidence and self-esteem and where our holes come from in the first place, we are going to experience what is called a rapid transformational therapy session. I want you to make sure that you're in a room, you're quiet, you have a space where you can fully concentrate. If you're listening to this when you're driving a car, make sure you pull over to the side of the road, or make sure you pause when we come to that hypnotherapy session and you listen in the comfort of your room. Over 100,000 people have listened to this online, and the testimonials and results we hear are mind-blowing. Now, I want you to know, what we're talking about here isn't basic stuff. This isn't affirmations. When you do practices like affirmations, looking in the mirror and saying, "I'm good enough, I'm good enough," it's like you have weeds in your garden and you're simply cutting the top of the weed. It's going to grow back. What we're doing here with RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy, I'm going to use the word RTT going forward so you know what that means, is we are pulling out the weed at the root level so it doesn't grow back. Think about the 7 categories we just went through. Imagine you were fully whole. Imagine you had incredible confidence and self-esteem. Imagine you could take those categories, whatever your score was, and elevate everything to an 8, 9, or 10. What would your life look like 1 year from now? Ask yourself that question. And remember, it is a myth that you need years and years and years of working on yourself. The beauty of RTT, the beauty of Marisa's process is that it happens instantly. You are going to experience an instant shift. Some of you might go deeper and go into Marisa's program at Mindvalley and decide to transform every aspect of your life. That's going to be an even greater transformation. Welcome to the set, Marisa Peer. Marisa, welcome on set. I am so excited, so honored to be able to introduce you to this audience after all the remarkable work that you've done on me, on my friends, and on all of these other amazing people who attend the Mindvalley events all across the world.
Well, thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
So you've got an amazing story. I'd love for you to share that with our audience.
Well, it's an interesting story. You know, when I grew up, my father was my headmaster, or you might say the principal, and that was a horrible thing as a kid. You know, I was 11 years old, and 18-year-old kids would come and go, "You're dad," so I won't even say the word. And that was awful, and I felt like a really hideous freak. I had these long, skinny legs. I thought I was ugly. I thought I was stupid.
And this was because you went to a school where your father was the principal, and so I guess the other kids really didn't like you.
The older kids, older boys, like I was 11, they were 18. There's a huge difference. And they'd come up and say, "Your dad's," or something. And I had no comeback. What do you say when you're 11 to an 18-year-old boy? And not only that, the teachers expected me to be extremely smart and bright. And I never felt smart and bright. In fact, I thought I was stupid. It was very difficult because I felt different. And of course, I realized later growing up, the bane of your life is to be different. You know, we're tribal people. We need to connect. We connect by being the same, and I never felt the same. I felt different. I felt ugly. I felt stupid. I felt gawky. And my parents actually, considering my father was a headmaster, and he is a great guy, but my father actually thought I should be a nanny. They kind of steered me into, that would be a great career for you. And I began to buy into that. I could be a nanny. When I was about 17, I was told I could never have children.
A doctor told you could never have children?
Told me I would never have children when I was 17. And I remember thinking, well, maybe being a nanny is a good thing then, because I love children. I can work with other people's children. But I also remember, even at 17, beginning to think, you know what, you must never give your power to other people. I began to realize that it was on me, not what my father told me, not what the doctor told me. And when he began to say that, I heard myself saying, stop, because I will not let that in. Even then, I knew if I let that in.
What caused that shift? Because you were going through this awkwardness. You were told you couldn't have children. And somewhere when you were 17 or 18, a resistance came to that. You decided to fight back.
Yeah, I decided to fight back. So what happened to me was quite interesting in that when I was 17, I had a gorgeous boyfriend who completely loved me, and I had a grandmother who loved me, and I realized that they believed in me. But then I realized something else. Oh, they believe in me, and that's changing everything. But how about if I believed in me? And I think that was my turning point, that if people believe in you, it's great, because up until then I really hadn't had that. But then I also understood that it's down to me believing in me. If I believe in me, I can change my life. So when that doctor said to me, you won't have children, I knew that I had to not let that in. And in fact, actually, I went on to get pregnant very easily. When I was pregnant, I had a few times when the nursing people said, well, you're going to lose this baby, and this baby's going to have all kinds of things wrong with it, going back to the diagnosis I had, but I wouldn't get pregnant. And in fact, my daughter was perfect. She was born perfect. I remember thinking then, you know what? They told me so much stuff that is contradictory. And since then, I've helped thousands of women conceive babies when they were told it's not possible.
Wow. How old were you when you conceived?
29.
29, okay.
Yeah, so I waited.
You didn't let that doctor's messaging get to you. And what about your parents? Your parents who told you that you were only worthy to be a nanny?
Yeah, and you know, I bought into that for years. I thought that was a good thing. And then I realized something important. I realized, because by then I had the nice boyfriend and I had the grandmother, I realized that the words you hear shape you, but the most important word you will ever hear in your entire life are the words you say to yourself. It's the word you say to you. And I began, I got kicked out of college. I forgot that. I was asked to leave. And my father was very upset, and I did leave. And it was one of the best things that ever happened to me was being rejected. Sounds funny now, but it was the best thing because it made me realize that I could shape my life, I could steer my life, I could do anything, be anything, go anywhere, but it was always down to how I spoke to myself, the words I said to myself. And we give everyone else the power. Can you praise me? Can you make me feel good? But I realized it was down to me.
That's incredible that you conceived despite being told that you would never have a baby again. It shows how powerful the mind is.
Yeah, doesn't it?
What I'm interested in next is, how did you go from being told that you were only good enough to being a nanny to becoming the Marisa Peer?
But I was always looking at, but how can you change people like that fast? We live in a fast world. And I began my own journey to create my own therapy, RTT, and to make it the best therapy in the world. And it's great that it's already getting recognized at that, because people want fast change. They don't want to go to therapy every Friday for 10 years. They don't want to talk about their problems. And there's something called HEBS now that says, actually, that doesn't work. Talking about your problem every week, it's great initially because someone listens, but actually it has a detrimental effect. It doesn't make things better.
And you disrupted the industry.
Sure.
Because hypnotherapists were charging people to come back over and over and over again for 10 weeks. And you would just fix people in one session.
One session.
And I can vouch for that. I'm going to tell you my story of how one session changed the course of my life. One session. I didn't have to keep paying Marisa over and over and over again for 10 weeks. And now you're saying data is showing that what we thought was good therapy a decade ago or so isn't necessarily good therapy. Rapid change can happen fast.
Yeah.
Now here's some data that shows how pervasive this problem is. And I want you to pay attention to two things. Number one, you're not alone. You're not alone. Self-esteem afflicts everyone. It afflicts the richest, most successful people, and we're going to observe why and dismantle some myths. And when you understand these big myths about self-esteem, you understand how you can best help yourself. Data shows that for men, low self-esteem has been linked to violent behavior, school dropout, suicide, low academic achievement. 85% of the world population are affected by low self-esteem. Source, Dr. Joe Robino. This one is really interesting. Only 4% of women in the world today consider themselves beautiful. Only 4%. Nearly 9 in 10 Canadian girls with low body esteem avoid engaging with friends and family outside of the house. 7 out of 10 girls, according to a Dove study, believe they are not good enough. And 2/3 of women in the UK suffer from imposter syndrome at work. So you can see this is affecting everyone. It affects men, it affects women in different ways, but it affects us all. And it has nothing to do with being rich, famous, or beautiful. Self-esteem issues hit you no matter where you are in life. Now the question is, how do we heal ourselves of these beliefs? And how do we create rapid change? And this is what is going to blow you away, because you're going to learn and you're going to experience an RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy session, right now today. In 2015, I decided to do a session with Marisa. Back then, I was running a transformational festival called A-Fest. And you saw pictures of A-Fest earlier in this masterclass when we spoke about putting Marisa on stage. A-Fest was so much fun, it was so amazing, but I had this belief that you make money through hard work. And so as I was having fun at A-Fest, I felt a guilt over the fact that A-Fest was generating over $100K in profit every year. And I decided that I didn't deserve this money because it was fun for me. And how dare I claim money if I'm having fun? I decided to give away the money. So for 4 years straight, A-Fest was a non-profit. We gave away every single dime we earned. And over 4 years, we had donated $600,000 to charities that I supported, such as the X Prize Foundation. And I was proud of that. And one day I was doing this session with Marisa, and I can't even remember what was that question that I asked you. I believe I asked you, why is it that I was struggling to make a profit in my business? And all of a sudden, I regressed to childhood. I saw myself in the back seat of my car. It was I believe it was my 9th or 10th birthday. My parents were driving me to the mall to buy me a birthday gift. I was in the back seat of the car. My parents thought I was asleep, but I was actually awake. And I remember my mom, who was a school teacher, a public school teacher, and my dad, who worked as a general manager in a department store, talking about money and how times were tough. And in the back seat of that car, pretending to be asleep, I decided, oh my God, I don't deserve a birthday gift. I can't ask my parents for that birthday gift. And so when it came time to go to the mall and buy my gift, I picked the cheapest thing I could find. It was basically a hockey stick, right? And my mom said, Vishen, it's your birthday. Surely you can get something more. And I said, no, I just want this hockey stick. And I realized through that hypnotherapy session with you that I'd created a belief in my head that if I ask for more, if I desire money, I'm going to hurt people. Somehow in my 9-year-old mind, I developed that belief. And that stayed with me until you zapped it out of me.
Yeah,
I don't know what you did, but you zapped it out of me. Now here's what happened next. 2 years after that RTT session, I decided that I could take the money we were making from A-Fest, and I didn't have to give it away. I could use it to build my dream, to grow the company. And that's how we now have Mindvalley University, which is what brings us here to Croatia. You're about to get on stage in front of 600 people. We were able to fund and create our own university program and give back and create classes for children and teens and kindergarten and adults and create this unique thing where thousands of people move to Croatia and other cities around the world for a month to immerse in personal growth. But the funding for that came because I stopped this crazy need to just give away all the money because I felt unworthy to reinvest it and to claim it. So thank you for that. And notice, guys, it was one session. And if I recall, it was less than an hour.
Yeah.
So you're in for a treat because you're going to experience that next. So what you're going to learn now is that we're going to expose 3 false beliefs that people have about confidence and self-esteem and having it all in life. We're going to disrupt these beliefs and show you a new mental model of looking at the problem.
You know, we're fed so many lies, and here's a big lie, and it's a really big lie. And the big lie is something out there is going to fix your self-esteem, and that simply isn't true. You've got to fix it in here. There's nothing you can buy or eat or drink or shop for that can make you feel better. You've bought into a belief that something can make you feel better, something can build your self-esteem, but there's only one thing that can build your self-esteem, and it's you. So the paradigm shift of you to understand that don't look out there, don't look externally for how to grow your self-esteem, look internally, because then when you do it, it's your power and it lasts for your entire life. It never goes away, it doesn't wane, it doesn't diminish. You don't need to upgrade the stuff you bought to feel better because you are totally responsible for feeling better. And it's such an easy thing to do, and it changes your entire life. So that's the first big lie.
And the important idea there is this: stop believing that you need to look better, you need the fancy car, you need the raise, you need the promotion, you need the bank account to feel good about yourself. As you rightfully pointed out, Marisa, when you worked in Hollywood, you would meet the most crazy, rich, beautiful people, and they would have self-esteem issues. Yeah. And let's talk about that recent wave of celebrity suicides.
Yeah, Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, people who have everything.
They had fame, they had money, they had good looks.
But you know, I mean, people still turn up at my house with limos, and my neighbors go, wow, I saw Exeter. What's wrong with them? They've got everything. And of course, I can't say, but the truth is, you don't have everything. If you don't have high confidence and high self-esteem, you have nothing. Because until you like yourself and believe in yourself, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are, how wealthy you are, how much stuff you have. I mean, look at George Michael, look at Michael Jackson. Right. All the stuff in the world, all the praise, all the love.
And they still chose to take their own life. Yeah. And they were remarkable people.
Yeah. So confidence and self-esteem come from in here, not out there. It's in here that you can massively build and grow and keep forever phenomenal, life-changing self-esteem. The second big lie is that someone else is going to come along and make you feel amazing and fix your life, some great partner. a boss at work is going to see how amazing you are, the baby who's going to love you, love you, love you. And if you give someone that power to fix you, to make you better, to make you feel the way you've always wanted to feel, they also have the power to take that away. The great partner leaves, the boss promotes someone else. It isn't you, the baby that just loved you so much becomes a 15-year-old who doesn't even want to talk to you. So that's the problem. There's no doubt that having someone believe in us, like I had when I was at 17, helps enormously. But you have to do it. You have to believe in you. You have to take responsibility for how you feel. And whatever you want to hear, when you say it to yourself, it changes your entire world. You know, I worked with many, many suicidal teenagers, terribly sad, and often it's boys who've never had a dad and never had someone believe in them. And I say, look, darling, I'm going to tell you the truth. That's really sad. I can't change that. But I get them to say what a good dad would say to them. You're a great kid. I'm proud of you. I believe in you. Because the mind doesn't go, who's saying that? The mind goes, well, if you're saying it, it must be true. And if you say the words you most want to hear, this has changed so many suicidal teens because the mind isn't able to differentiate. When you say words to yourself, it knows they're true, whether they're bad or good. When someone else goes, hey, you're so great, I love you, or when the shop assistant says, oh, that color is you, you need to buy all of that, they have an agenda. And your mind knows that external praise and external criticism has an agenda. But your mind knows there is no agenda. It lets it in. That's why being down on yourself is so negative and praising yourself is so positive, because your mind lets it in and locks onto it.
So in your case, you did have that bit of luck when you had a great boyfriend and a great grandma at the age of 17 who were able to elevate you.
Yeah.
But after, I'm sure that relationship didn't last. Right?
No, it didn't last.
Right? But you didn't lose that confidence.
No.
And your grandma's probably no longer with us, but you didn't lose that confidence because you had at that point figured out how to generate it from within.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. We cannot wait for someone. We have to learn the tools to generate it from within. Now there's a powerful tool. In your Uncompromised Life program at Mindvalley, you teach a range of different tools for every different aspect of confidence in life. But there's one powerful tool, the mirror technique, which has transformed thousands of people's lives. And people to this day put up pictures of themselves on Instagram with this mirror technique. Would you share that?
Yeah, the mirror technique is writing, I am enough, on your mirror. And again, 33 years of being a therapist, I realized that was behind everything, this not enoughness. And when you put it on your mirror, you see it every day, you read it every day, it sinks in, and the mind goes, well, that must be true, because the mind learns by repetition. So, you know, I founded the I'm Enough movement, and it's changing everything. And again, I've often worked with really unhappy kids, and just having that on their mirror, parents say, wow, you know, I've tried everything, but that. Somebody wrote to me and said, I adopted a kid, we went to therapy, it was making it worse, making it so much worse, because he felt we went along to talk about everything that was wrong with him. But then I wrote that on his mirror, and that made all the difference in the world, because he suddenly thought, I'm enough. Because he had a belief, if I'm enough, my parents wouldn't have given me away. They gave me away, so I can't be enough. And that mirror work changed his life.
It's funny how having that in a mirror as you look at yourself can transform you.
Yeah.
So I know it sounds simple, but check out all of these pictures. This simple technique has changed so many people's lives. So what I want you to commit to doing, even if you're a guy, buy lipstick and write on your mirror, I am enough, after this program. This is going to create a dramatic shift in your life. Now we come to the third big lie. And this one is really interesting. And remember my story of what happened when Marisa took me through an RTT session? I regressed to a 9-year-old. I remembered what was happening to me at 9 and the meaning-making machine in my brain and the belief that it took on. Now we come to the third big lie or belief that we want to expose, and that is that whatever you believe about your self-esteem, about yourself, is often not you. It is not you. Rather, it was a belief you took on as a child that is still embedded in you as an adult. Remember, when I shared my story of the RTT session, Marisa guided me through. I regress to being a 9-year-old in the back seat of my parents' car, listening to them talk about money. And at that age of 9, I created a belief, because children have a meaning-making machine. We try to make meaning of the world as children, and that machine, that meaning-making machine, creates beliefs, and we carry those beliefs well into adulthood, even if they make no sense. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, and this is a lie, or a myth if you like, because the beliefs you're carrying around with you today that are hurting you, harming you, limiting you, are not yours. They don't belong to you. Somebody gave them to you. Someone gave you a belief. I want, doesn't get. Who don't ask for stuff. Don't draw attention to yourself. You're not good enough. People like us will never have money. And you know, when you're a child, first of all, you learn half of what you learn in your whole life before you're 5. But you don't even have any logic before you're 4. So as a kid, we hear stuff. My dad left. That means I'm not lovable. We don't have money because we can't find the money. My mum keeps saying, I can't find the money. I don't know where the money's coming from. We can't get the money. And as a small child, that's a little belief that becomes a fixed belief. And I see people in their 30s, 40s, 50s who have beliefs they picked up at 4 when they hadn't been on the planet long enough to make a belief that is impacting them that much. But there it is. Nobody will love me. If I open my mouth and speak, everybody will laugh at me. I'm never going to make it. I don't have friends. People don't like me. I'm not attractive. Like my belief, I'm not interesting. I'm not attractive. I'm not intelligent. I formed those beliefs and I kept them. Somebody gave you a belief, and one of the most powerful parts of RTT is a thing we do called It's Not Me, or It's Not You. And you're going to experience that today. It's not you changes your wiring. And it's very important to recognize that you are holding on to beliefs that aren't you. It's a bit like you carrying around in your pocket a BlackBerry that hasn't even been connected for 5 years, but still trying to tap out numbers again. Why doesn't this work? Because it's outdated. It's old. We have old beliefs. They hurt us. And today, you're going to let them all go forever, because letting go is such a powerful thing, and holding on is such a disempowering thing. So what I found children do with their limiting beliefs is they add on a tag. Here's a child and an event happens. Dad leaves and he doesn't come back. Mum gets upset about something. A terrible illness happens. Grandmother's depressed and keeps talking about we've got the depressed gene. Children, when an event happens, add on a tag. And there's only a few things they do. One of the tags is, it will always be like this. The second one is, it will be like this for the rest of my life. And the third one is, I can't change it. I worked with this beautiful girl who was very, very, very overweight. And she went back to a scene where her father would hit her mother. She'd try to get in the way. He'd toss her to one side. And she felt small. She always said, I felt so small. And she got a tag. If I was big, I could fix it. I'm small and I'm powerless. And every time she would lose weight, she'd have this discomfort. She felt vulnerable. She always wanted to get it back again, because she had a tag that being small makes you vulnerable. And so what I do with people is go back and take off the tags. And about 2 years ago at A-Fest, there was a girl in my audience. I was talking about tagging. And she said, wow, I just had a revelation. We moved from Ohio to California. My mum knitted all my clothes and sewed them. I went to school and the kids would go, oh, look at you. That's horrible. She said, and I had this tag. I'm an ugly freak. I don't look good in clothes. Because in that class, I took the tag off. And the next day, she turned up wearing a beautiful kimono. She belted it. It was a dress. She said, I feel amazing. I feel gorgeous and sexy for the first time ever, because I've taken off the tag. So I want you later on, you're going to look at some scenes. You're going to understand the tag you put on. It's going to be this: I can't change this. It'll be like this for the rest of my life. It will be like this forever and ever, which is why people who have everything are still depressed, because they've still got this tag: I'm not enough, and it will always be this way. I'm not wealthy and I can't change it. It's what I call the self-destruction of talent. If you look at the Amy Winehouses of the world, They have everything except self-esteem because they still have this belief I'm not worth it and I can't change it because a child has no power to change it.
So you might, in this upcoming RTT session, discover some of your tags. But before we get there, let's do a quick recap. So the first mental model that we want to discard is this. Confidence and self-esteem is not going to come to you when you fill a void in your life. It's not going to come from the car or the man or the woman of your dreams or the salary increase or the raise or the title or the fancy apartment or the good clothes. People who have all of that still can suffer from confidence and self-esteem issues. You can have it all and still have a void in your life. Rather, we want you to flip the idea around. You start with confidence and self-esteem. You start with that core belief, and that leads to you having it all. Number two, do not expect someone to come around and save you. That might happen, and you might attract these amazing people in your life, but you can save yourself. Your own mental self-talk is always better than someone else telling you that you're good. And again, the opposite happens. If you have that healthy mental self-talk and you are expanding yourself as an individual, you're going to attract other remarkable people into your life. And the cycle keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You start becoming a better version of yourself and attracting to you remarkable people who elevate you and see you for who you are. The third idea is that we take many of these beliefs on as a child. Our meaning-making machine tries to understand the world, and we tag ourselves with certain ideas and beliefs to make sense as a child of a complex world. These beliefs stay with us as adults. With RTT, you can heal these really effectively, really fast. Let's talk about that for a moment, because some people may be skeptical about the idea that one session can make a change. What would you say to that?
Yeah, I can understand why they believe that, because there's another myth. You know, therapy is long, painful, takes weeks, years, hours. People write to me, therapists, and say, why do you tell people therapy is rapid? It's a world of pain that you have to crawl out of, and that simply isn't true. Should be rapid, should be powerful. It's not about how fast something is, it's about how powerful it is. And you know, I spent 33 years studying RTT when I was voted the best therapist in Britain, and I created my own program of therapy. It's going to have to be good. If I'm the best therapist, I'm going to have to come up with the best therapy module. That was really important to me. And I was very lucky because my teachers who taught me what works in therapy it's not a book, wasn't a course, it was my own clients who'd go, oh my God, you changed my life. Wow. That thing you did, that it's not me, that filling the missing piece of me, that was transformational. I listened to them. I listened to them saying, and the most common thing I've ever heard, and I still hear it, is, wow, I've been in therapy for 10 years. I learned more in an hour with you than I learned in 20 years of therapist. When I spoke in 2015 in Croatia, a therapist in the audience said, gosh, I learned more in 20 minutes than in all my psychotherapy training. We train doctors, nurses, mental health workers, teachers, because I learned it from my own clients. I learned what works. I know what clients want. I also know what they don't want, which is, you know, if you have a wound, a little cut here, and you go and open it every week, you get septicemia, because in nature wounds heal, but discussing your pain every week doesn't make it go away. Right. And it was important for me.
One session can make a difference.
But one session will change your life if it's the right session.
Right. Speaking of that, didn't you just address the Royal Academy of Medicine?
I did, and it was amazing.
What, was that in New York or London?
Both.
You spoke at both Royal Academies of Medicine.
Well, the Royal Academy of Medicine in London and the Academy of Medicine in New York.
Wow.
And that was a great honor for me, that they wanted to hear what I had to say. These eminent doctors were saying, how do you get these results? How do you get people to lose half their body weight? We can't even get them to lose 2 pounds. And I stood up there and I explained to them what I did, and they loved it.
And it's testament of how powerful this process is. Now, the next question, though, is this for everyone? What you're about to experience, I know some of you are thinking, will this really apply to me? Is this for everyone?
It's for everybody who wants to change. If you want change and you want fast change that is permanent and powerful, then yes, it has your name all over it. Most of us want to change. We don't know how. We believe that, well, it's too difficult, it's too time-consuming, it won't work for me. If you want to change, if you want to have an extraordinary life, an uncompromised life, then this absolutely is for you.
It is for everyone. And
everyone.
two remarkable stories here. So RTT was so powerful that we found on myself, I decided to bring it to my staff. So we have 300 people working for Mindvalley. We have 2 trained RTT therapists. And in our office, we actually have a RTT room where any of our employees who are going through any issue, maybe they're going through extreme stress, maybe they're going through a health issue, they get to sit down with a therapist, and in one session, our RTT therapists, they help our people heal and transform. We actually have an RTT room, and right on the wall is a picture of you. So we're finding that our employees from all across the world, we employ people from 54 different countries, all walks of life, all of them are benefiting from this. So it does help a ton of people, a wide array of people. So I wouldn't worry about if this applies to you. Go through it and you'll see.
And you know, we've been asked to put it in schools, in mental health facilities, in prisons, in juvenile detention. We've got doctors and hospitals using it. So from school children to people who are ill, to people who've really messed up, we're discovering it. A lot of rehabs are now taking our TT.
And not only that, but the program you have with Mindvalley, Uncompromised Life, has such a vast audience, and the people who are taking this program, some of them are people who are at the pinnacle of their field.
Sure.
I remember that story of how you were once traveling to Chandigarh in India, and you had to pass through Delhi. And somehow you had tweeted that you were going to be in Delhi airport, and you had asked for some advice of things to see in Delhi. And a famous Bollywood star, we can't mention her name, but she's known by 1 billion people in India. She's one of the top 5 Bollywood stars at that time. This was around 3 years ago. She tweeted back saying, "Marisa, your program, Uncompromised Life with Mindvalley, has changed my life. You are like family for me." And then she went to the airport. She talked her way through security, because she's famous, to meet you at the transit launch in Delhi, just to shake your hand and thank you.
Yeah, that was an amazing thing. She said, I want to meet you. They wouldn't let me leave the lounge, but the army brought her in. She's so powerful.
The Indian army brought
her in. She got through security with the Indian army, and she said, "You're like family to me. You've changed my life." And that was a wonderful thing.
Now think about that. This is a woman who is known by 1 billion people in India, because she's powerful, rich, famous, and Uncompromised Life could still help her. You're going to see in a moment why. We'll come to that later, how this program is designed to take you from not just filling the holes that you have from confidence or self-esteem blocks, but to make you whole in a remarkable way, to give you a life that's truly uncompromising in terms of the beauty and the depth and the magic that you experience on a day-to-day basis. This program doesn't stop with just filling your self-esteem and confidence gaps. It goes much, much, much further. Now, that said, let's get started with the hypnotherapy session. Are you guys ready? So at this point, please make sure that you are not operating a moving vehicle. Please make sure that you are in a comfortable area where you can close your eyes, you can relax, you can be free of distraction, put down your book and your pen, and get ready to go on a remarkable journey. This will take about 20 minutes.
Yeah, turn off your phone, stick a note on the door saying, "Please don't ring the doorbell." And one other thing, RTT is not scary. It's not going to send you to sleep. It's going to wake you up. You know, I'm going to take you back to some scenes that have shaped you and limited you, but I want you to understand you cannot relive anything. You can review it. You can review it in an objective way and go, "Wow, look at that." It's going to be your light bulb moment, your aha moment, but you cannot relive even trauma. You can only review it. And secondly, whatever you go back to, you've already dealt with the experience. Dealing with the memory of an experience won't hurt you, it will empower you, and it will free you. And that is the basis of RTT. We free people and we empower them, but you can't fix what you don't understand. So we're going to go and have a little look at why you got to be the way you are. We're going to totally change it. It's going to change your life. It cannot hurt you. It can only benefit you. As we begin this really powerful transformation, I want you to just understand one thing. You were born loaded with confidence. And today, what we're going to do is reactivate, remanifest, regenerate, recreate what you were born with. It's your birthright to have it. We're going to go back and find out what happened to it. We're going to reinstall it in you. We're going to do what I call investigate what went wrong interrupt those beliefs and install and code in some way, way, way better ideas. So all you need to do, and it's really simple, is to look up like that, keep your eyeballs up and close the lid. So let's just practice that really quickly. I want you to look up, because looking up gives you a burst of alpha, which puts you into the most suggestible state where you are receptive to powerful healing suggestions. So let's do this together. Look up as if you're trying to look into your own eyebrows. Keep your eyeballs up. And keeping your eyeballs up, just close the lids down. So what you're doing is that, which is very different to that. And if you can do that, then you cannot stop yourself going into and enjoying powerful, transformational RTT therapy. So let's all go. Keep your chin exactly where it is. Roll up your eyes. Keep your eyeballs up. Breathe in. And every time you blink, deep, deep, powerful hypnosis is coming upon you. Breathe out. Keeping your eyeballs rolled up, fixed at a real or imaginary spot overhead. Breathe in again. And again, the more you blink, the deeper, faster, more powerful you are going into hypnosis. Breathe out. And just one more time, breathe in, keep your eyeballs rolled up, hold it for just a second more, and this time as you exhale, keep your eyeballs up. Just close your eyelids right down, all the way down. As your eyelids shut down, the muscles and nerves in and around your eyes are becoming heavy, droopy, drowsy. I want you to forget all about the position of your eyes now. I want you to drop your chin, and I want you to get that very same looking down sensation that you get as you look over a balcony or down a flight of stairs. Get that looking down feeling. I'm going to count backwards. You're going to see your feet, hear your feet, and indeed feel your feet. Feel yourself taking every step. Now is the time to begin. You are looking down 10 steps. You're moving on to step 10 right now as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You are taking step 9, going deeper into an awareness of yourself. You're taking step 8, and you can see your feet connecting to each step as you go deeper. You're taking step 7. You can hear your feet touching every step as you go deeper. You are taking step 6. You can see your feet, hear your feet, feel your feet, taking every step as you go deeper, further into a profound, powerful, healing, transformational level of hypnosis. You are taking step 6, going even deeper still. You are taking step 5. You're halfway down now as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 4. As you gently, calmly, easily move on over to an even deeper level, you are taking step 3. And every sound and noise and movement around you is flowing right through you, taking you deeper, further into powerful, transforming, healing RTT. You're taking step 2, just go deeper. You're taking step 1, just go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. Every time I click my fingers and say the words go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, you are going deeper into a profound, powerful, healing level of RTT therapy. So just go deeper, 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 even deeper. And as you go deeper, you're responding perfectly, exactly the way you are. You see, RTT is not about being asleep. It's about being at a level where your brilliant mind can accept powerful suggestions and let them in. And I'm going to show you even now how easy that is. I want you to focus on your fingertips. I want you to imagine you can feel a tingling sensation in the tips of your fingers. As you focus on that tingling, it's increasing all by itself, and you can just notice that happening. The more you focus, on the tingling in your fingers, the more it's intensifying and increasing. And I want you to move that to your palms, move it to your thumbs. I want you to focus even more on that tingling. And I want you to move it now right down to the soles of your feet. I want you to feel that tingling in the tips of your toes, in the ball of your foot, in the arch. And now move it back to your hands. And now move it back to your feet and notice how thoughts are things. Every thought you think has a physical effect and an emotional response. And we're going to go on a journey right now to look at some thoughts you thought at a very early age that have impacted your confidence. We're going to go back to find out how, where, why, and indeed when something occurred. And it's exciting and you're ready. And just before we begin, I want you to tell your mind, I'm ready to go back. I want to go back. I'm so ready, so willing, so eager to see what it is that limited me, that held me back. And as I see that, I'm ready to be free. So let's go right now. On the count of 5, your brilliant genius mind is already taking you right back to a vivid, vital, crucial, significant scene that is the cause, the reason, the very root of what happened to the amazing confidence you were born with. On the count of 4, you are becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter. On the count of 3, years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body as you go right back, right now, to a vivid scene that is all to do with what happened to your confidence, what happened to your self-esteem. On the count of 2 and 1, you are traveling back, going back. It's like the movie of your life is rewinding, rewinding, rewinding as you go backwards, 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 back to a vivid, vital, crucial, significant scene. Just be there. As I click my fingers, it's rather like you just switched on a television set. The picture is warming up, filling up your mind, and you are right in the middle of that scene. And as I ask you a question, you already know the answer. This scene where you are right now, is it daytime or is it nighttime? Are you inside or are you outside? Are you on your own or is somebody with you? How old are you about? And here's the only question that matters. What are you doing, seeing, feeling? What are you experiencing? As I speak, you're beginning to feel what you felt then. You can see what you saw then. And as I click my fingers and count to 3, your ears are wide open. You can hear something being said to you or about you, certainly something right in your line of hearing that is all connected to why you stop believing in yourself. Here it comes on the count of 1, 2, and 3. Your ears are wide open. You can hear something being said to you, in front of you, about you. I want you to stay in that scene. Stay in that scene. I want you to look over and around and through that scene. And I want you to understand that in this scene you are a kid. And you're forming beliefs about yourself, forming opinions, coming to conclusions with a life experience, the logic, the intellect, the rational, the reasoning of a child, which is not much at all. So stay in that scene, because this is your light bulb moment. This is your aha moment. This is your illuminating moment. I want you to think, oh wow, yes, look at that. Of course. This scene is exactly why I believed these beliefs, thought these thoughts, felt these feelings. Stay in that scene. And as you stay in that scene, I want you to look at the tag. We're a child, we're in a scene. It's a scene where we can't make sense of something. And then we add on a tag, and here comes the tag. It's the same tag for all of you. Here is the tag. It will always be like this. It will be like this for the rest of my life. It will be like this forever and ever. I can't change this. I can't fix it. I can't make it better. I should, but I can't. Look at the scene. Look at your tag. It will always be like this forever and ever. I can't change it. I must change it, but I can't. So now I feel powerless, helpless, hopeless, stuck. Just stay in that scene just for a minute to get this intense level of understanding. And now we're going to go straight from that scene to scene 2. Just put that scene to one side. You're going to remember it. We're going back to another even more powerful, vivid, vital, crucial scene. Here we go. On the count of 5, you are going right back to another scene, a vivid, vital, crucial, deeply significant scene that is all to do with why you lack confidence, why you don't feel you're worth it, why you don't have the level of self-belief that I know you can have. On the count of 4, you are becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter. Years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body. On the count of 3, you are drifting right back, even further back. On the count of 2 and 1, just be there. This movie of your life is rewinding, rewinding, rewinding. A vivid scene is springing into your mind. It's like you switched on your laptop. The picture is warming up, and there you are, right in the middle of this scene. Where you are now, is it daytime or nighttime? Are you inside or outside? How old are you about? Is anybody with you? And here's the only question that matters. What are you doing, seeing, feeling? What are you experiencing? Feel what you felt then. See what you saw then. And on the count of 1, 2, 3, your ears are open. Here it comes. 1, 2, 3. Hear exactly what you heard. Then something is being said right in front of you, certainly within your hearing range. And that something is all linked to why you don't have the confidence you could have, should have, were born with. I want you to look over and around and right through that scene. This is your light bulb moment, your illuminating moment, your aha moment. I want you again to go, wow, yes, of course, this scene. That's why. I want you to see that you're just a little kid, or you're certainly just a young child. You're an adolescent, you're not yet an adult. And you are forming beliefs, concluding conclusions, making opinions with a life experience of a child. And I want you to see the tag that you put on, the tag you attached. I can't change this. I can't fix this. It will be like this forever. It will be like this for the rest of my life. Look at the experience. Look at the tag. Look at the meaning you made of this when you had been on the planet for not many years at all, where you didn't have logic or rationale or intellect or reason. Look over and around and through that scene. Understand how it impacted you, how it limited you, what it did to you. And let's finally go back to one more. Put that scene aside as we go back to the last scene, the most significant scene of all. Here it comes on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are going right back right now to a vivid, vital, crucial, deeply significant scene, all to do with what happened to you, why it limited you, why it made you feel worth less. Right now, just be in that scene as I click my fingers. Another time you're switching on a laptop, switching on a TV set. Your brilliant genius mind is shoving a scene right into your thought process. There you are, right in the middle of that scene. And you know already the answer to these questions. Is it daytime, nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Are you on your own? Is anybody with you? And the only question that matters, what are you doing, seeing, feeling? What are you experiencing. Stay in that scene. Look over it. Look around it. Look right through it. Your ears are open. You're about to hear something you heard then that you thought you'd forgotten, that has impacted you for years, probably your entire life. On the count of 1, 2, 3, your ears are open. Here it comes. Hear what you heard then. See what you saw then. Look at that scene. And I want you to look at the tag you put on yourself. Your tag. I can't fix this. I can't change this. I must, but I can't. Which made you feel helpless and hopeless. It will always be like this. It will be like this forever. Look at your tag. I can't find money. I can't find love. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable enough. I'm not smart enough. I can't fix this. I can't make it better. Look over and around and through that scene with phenomenal insight, with incredible understanding. And now I want you to put out your left hand and hold those 3 scenes in your hand, like you're holding 3 snapshots, 3 photographs, 3 DVDs. Here you are, looking at 3 scenes and understanding how they affected you. And as you look at them, I want you to do something so powerful that's incredibly easy. I want you to go back to scene 1, remembering that someone gave you a belief, someone gave you a thought. You experienced an experience as a child, and for your whole life you've carried the feeling then. And I want you to say out loud to the camera, that's not me. Repeat after me, that's not me, because... And now you're going to fill in the ending. I'll give you an example. That's not me because I'm not 3. That's not me because I don't need an adult to give me money, tell me I matter, give me praise. Let's go. That is not me because... Finish that sentence. Say it with power. Still in scene 1, I want you to go, it's not me, and it cannot be me, and it will not be me ever again because... Do that now. Now let's go to scene 2. Remember, you can go back and do this over and over again. You can give it more time, more power, more meaning. But I want you to say this with unshakable, unwavering confidence in your voice. We're in scene 2 now. You're going to start and complete a sentence. That is not me because... One more time, still in scene 2. That cannot and will not be me ever again for the rest of my long, confident life because... Let's go. And now let's move on to scene 3. I invite you to shout this out to the screen. Shout it out to me. That's not me. It will not be me, cannot be me ever again for the rest of my long, gorgeous life because... And just one more time, because this is so powerful. That's not me. And it will never be me ever again because... You see, it's not you. Somebody gave you those beliefs, showed you something that was then, but it's not now. So finally, I want you to look at the tag. You know, we don't walk around with a tag hanging out of our sweater, with a price tag. But you've been walking around your entire life with a tag, a raggedy, scraggy tag that says, I'm not enough, I'm not worth it, I'm not confident, I don't know how to fix it. It will always be like this. It will be like this forever and ever. It will be like this for the rest of my life. I want you to rip off that tag, annihilate, vaporize, shred that tag. And I want you to give yourself an amazing tag, a shiny, glittery, phenomenal tag that says I'm confident, I'm worth it, I matter, I'm significant, and I'm enough. I'm here for a reason. I have something to offer the world. I matter. And I want you to say that to the screen out loud, wire it and fire it in. We've investigated why you didn't feel enough. We've interrupted that belief. And now let's install code in and fire in. Let's reactivate, remanifest, and regenerate the truth about you. Let's have this shiny tag. I want you to say to me, say to the screen, I am enough. I am significant. I matter. I'm here for a reason. I have something to offer the world. And I want you to know that saying that every day would change your life. You do matter. You are significant. You are more than enough. And as you say this every day, I want you to watch as your confidence increases every day. You are aware now of something amazing. You're able to look over and around some scenes in your past and to understand the truth. Any child who felt what you felt would have acted the way you acted. You understand that, but you understand something so much more powerful. That's not you. You understand it will never again for the rest of your life be relevant or necessary or significant, not even appropriate for you to think the thoughts you thought as a kid, to believe the beliefs you believed as an adolescent. That is not you. What is you is you are a beautiful, talented, extraordinary adult. And every day now, you can move on from one phenomenal accomplishment to another. Every day, you are aware of an incredible transformation taking place in you. Every day you can and you are moving on from one extraordinary accomplishment, from one phenomenal achievement to another. You believe in yourself, you like yourself, and as you massively increase your sense of self-worth, self-value, and self-image, you allow the whole world to join you as they too increase their sense of your worth, value, and image. Your self-esteem is going up. Your self-confidence is soaring up and staying up, and you can keep it forever. You've reactivated it, regenerated it, recreated it. That is you. The other stuff is not you, but this confident, self-assured person with high self-esteem, high self-worth, high self-value, high self-image. That is the truth about you. So knowing it, feeling it, believing it, living it, embracing it, you can slowly, calmly, easily come back to your full awareness, feeling amazing, feeling wonderful, feeling empowered, feeling liberated, feeling free, and knowing that you are full of confidence and high self-esteem. That's who you are. And now you can live. So just slowly, calmly, easily, just open your eyes, come back into the room, and give yourself a round of applause. Well done for going through that. Thank you.
Thank you, Marisa. That was amazing. I went really, really, really deep, and a series of remarkable flashbacks came back. I did not get a memory for each of the three things. I maybe had it just for two. And if you didn't get it absolutely perfect, don't stress out. For those of you who want to go deeper, there's a full program called Uncompromised Life with Marisa that helps you completely, radically transform every dimension of your life. So you can always go deep there. And I want to applaud you for taking this time and being able to go on this journey with us. And hopefully you had some amazing insights. Feel free to write it down in your journal after we finish this class so you don't forget. Now, there's something I want to be very clear about. When we talk about confidence and self-esteem, we tend to simplify things a bit. It's a lot bigger than that. When you truly elevate your confidence, your sense of self, there are different things that happen in your life. And these are some aspirational things I want you to desire and think about. Gaining confidence and self-esteem does not just mean you are now effortlessly able to speak up in a business meeting or walk up to that man or woman you want to approach at a party. It actually goes a lot bigger than that. What happens is that there are 8 things that we do in our Uncompromised Life program. And when you are able to elevate your sense of self in these 8 different dimensions, all the qualities of your life, from your health to your relationship, all magnify. So are you ready? The first one is you feel deeply connected to your mission. If you have always wanted to feel deeply connected to your soul's purpose here, mentally say I. The second is your thought process get upgraded. You start getting positive, healthy thoughts about yourself. You stop the thoughts, the chatter that put yourself down. Third, you manifest with unstoppable power. What you see is the rate of thoughts in your head coming to reality that accelerates. Fourth, you thrive in the unknown. When something goes wrong, when something unexpected happens, it doesn't shake you. Fifth, you develop an instinct for the right choices. Automatically, it's like your intuition has been awakened. 6, you become present and grounded. 7, you live with total fulfillment and 0 regrets. You understand that sometimes something that happened in the past was nothing more than a learning opportunity for you. And 8, you fearlessly make decisions in life and thus carve out your own path without blindly following the ideas and the push from others. So what we wanted to do was, working with Marisa, create a holistic program where you don't just get a jolt of self-esteem or confidence, but we scientifically go into each of these 8 areas and expand yourself, your sense of self in all of these 8 areas. And by giving you these 8 unique super abilities, all the other dimensions of your life, the love, the relationships, the health, the career, the money, everything expands. If you want to go deeper, you're going to love what Marisa is going to share next. Now, Marisa, there is a false belief about living an uncompromised life. And this belief often comes from us trying to justify why other people have what we don't want. And it's the idea that if we succeed in one area of life, we have to fail in the other. Talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, and it's a belief. We've all heard that expression, something's got to give. Nobody can have it all. You can't have it all. And it's so not true. You can have it all. Not only can you have it all, you can have it all at the same time. It's a belief, if I'm successful, my relationship will suffer. To be a great parent or a great partner, I couldn't possibly have a business that took all my time. Or maybe I can have the career and the family life, I can never go to the gym, never have time to nourish my body with the right food. And that absolutely is not true. You can have it all, and you can have it all at the same time, which is why I made a program on Compromised Life. I didn't think to make a relationship program or a wealth program or a health. Let's make one program where you can have it all.
Because you like to make it quick, simple, and powerful.
But also, who's got the time to have 4 different? I'm going to have one for wealth, one for health, one for relationships, one for success.
So there were 7 qualities of life that you looked at before, right? Look at your score and ask yourself, how would you like to get to an 8 or 9 or 10 in all of these qualities? And the answer is that esteem and confidence, that's going to be the rocket fuel that's going to get you there. But as we get you there, we're going to do it in a specific 8-week process with Marisa. And every week, we're going to cover one of those 8 different dimensions, those 8 different superpowers that we spoke about. And you're going to get an RTT session to completely transform you from the inside out. So at this point, maybe you've experienced this masterclass and you say, this is it, I got a lot out of this, thank you. But maybe you also want to go further. There are 2 types of people who attend these masterclasses. The first do a little bit and they're good. They're dabblers, right? They dabble with every little thing. The second are the people who say, okay, I like this, I'm ready to commit, I'm ready to go deep, I'm ready to completely transform my life and gain mastery over myself. And I hope that you fall in the second part. So we don't just want to give you a quick patch of your self-confidence or your self-esteem. We want to take you through an 8-week journey with Marisa in a very time-efficient way where you are going to unlock your superpowers. You're going to gain mastery in these 7 dimensions. You're going to patch any esteem issue, any confidence issue in all of these 8 different abilities that in all of these 8 different dimensions. So if you're ready to go deeper, pay attention, because this is how the program unfolds. Marisa, I know that you charge anywhere between $30,000 to $50,000 to go and speak to a group of people. I know that a session with you is £2,000. 10,000 now. My bad.
$10,000. Sorry,
It's gone up since because you've gotten so in demand. Now imagine if you could get a session from Marisa several times a week for 8 weeks, each to unlock a different ability of your life that you might have been suppressing due to your childhood tags. What would that mean? Now also, I want you to know that because roughly 100,000 people have enrolled in this program, we're able to bring the price down to something really affordable. This is an 8-week program on Mindvalley's Quest platform, which is the highest performing learning platform in the world. It's being used everywhere, from schools in Finland to Fortune 100 companies to governments, because it delivers results. Not just great learning experience, but incredible technology, community, and learning design that delivers results. So week 1 looks like this. We're going to take you deep into rewriting your mind's programming. We replace models that have been like disempowering you with new empowering models. Week 2 is about regaining your self-image. Remember that statistic. Only 4% of women think they are beautiful. Most people feel that they are not enough. This is where we're going to regain your self-image. Week 3 is about getting familiar with the unfamiliar. Marisa, tell us about this idea.
So we are absolutely wired, hardwired to recreate what's familiar and to avoid what's unfamiliar. That's a fact, but here's another fact. You can make anything you like familiar. Self-belief, believing in yourself, high self-worth, going for your goals, taking risks, and you can make the stuff you don't like self-sabotage, unfamiliar.
So this makes you more excited to explore, grow, and challenge yourself.
Yeah.
So the first 3 weeks of the program are rewiring your mind's programming, regaining control of your self-image, and getting familiar with the unfamiliar. This is part 1, and it's about gaining control of your mind. Now, in part 2, which is 3 weeks, it's about leveling up success and productivity. This is where those 7 dimensions, the career, the finance, the success, this is where this comes in. Week 4 trains you to shift your mental attitude so you do what scares you first. Week 5 is about consistent daily action. Week 6 trains you to delay instant gratification for future benefits. And all of these, as you combine them, they magnify your potential to create success and money and abundance in the world. Remember my story of what Marisa did for me. Finally, we go to part 3, which is 2 weeks. And that is unshakable emotional well-being and self-esteem. This is where in week 7 you gain a complete understanding that you are enough. This is when you become unshakable in who you are. And week 8 is when you become immune to criticism. Tell us why that's important.
Oh, it's so important, because criticism withers people and praise builds them up. There is nothing that will build you up like self-praise, and nothing will diminish you like criticism. Your own is worse, but other people's can hurt you too. But we teach you not to let it in, and then you feel amazing, phenomenal actually.
And what's really interesting is that these things are put together based on Marisa working with thousands of world's top performers.
Yeah.
You literally work with the top athletes, Olympians, billionaires, movie stars, and you identified that these were the things that made them who they were.
And what I notice is that many of them do this quite naturally. They don't even know it, but they naturally do things. But others, I've had to teach them, look, it doesn't have to be natural. You can adopt it, acquire it. After all, putting lenses in your eyes isn't natural. If you do it every day, it becomes natural. Right. So forget about, well, that's not natural to me. Going to the bathroom wasn't natural to you when you were 2, but it is now. You can make anything you like yours. You can adopt it, embrace it, and make it your own.
So this reverse engineers within you the habits, the attitudes, the mindsets of super performers. Now, here's the best part. The way we work with our programs is, these programs are designed like a live class. So everyone, thousands of people, are going to start together on the same day. And they're going to go through 8 transformative weeks together. So this is thousands of people going on this journey with you. It's just a few minutes every day, because we know we lead busy lives. But in a few minutes every day, week 1 to week 8, every week with its core focus, you're going to elevate and transform your life. Thousands of students are going to start with you on the same week. They're going to journey with you and cross the finishing line with you. And imagine what your life would be like as you complete this program and those tags are removed. Now, that's only the first part of the good news. We have more. As a thank you for watching this masterclass and investing this last hour with us, we're giving you a special unlock bonus only available on this page. So do not close this page. Just a second, guys. I know it's weird. I just jumped into my own masterclass with Marisa up here, but I wanted to share with you there have been some really exciting updates to the Mindvalley platform, and I got to brief you on this before you enroll. So what we find is that so many of our top students love the programs that they enroll in a second program, and a third program, and a fourth program. Because the fact is, once you get on a Mindvalley quest, you get so hooked. What we are really good at is making learning as exciting as a computer game. When you wake up every day and you're spending your 10 to 20 minutes with your designated trainer and you feel your life shift, it creates such a remarkable feeling. But what happens when you finish that program? Well, people come back to Mindvalley and they enroll in the second and the third program, but that can get expensive. So we launched something called Mindvalley All Access. And what this means is that you get access to everything for less than $2 a day. So what does this look like? Well, firstly, you now have access to the top teachers and trainers in the world. And every new teacher coming onto Mindvalley is automatically added to your account. You take a fun self-assessment, which will help you view your life from a holistic perspective and know what to focus on. You then choose your adventure, the program that you want to take. And it's only 5 to 20 minutes a day because our teachers are so effective. Every day, you are developing new skills, new attitudes, new mindsets, new beliefs. And at the end of each month, you've up-leveled. Maybe you're now reading 3 times as fast, or your health is completely transformed, or you've improved your spiritual abilities for energy healing or manifesting. So many people forget that the number one thing that we need to do in life to achieve all our wildest dreams, to have career success, to give back to our family and the world, is to focus on becoming the best you can be. And this means investing in your personal growth. After you're done with Uncompromised Life, you're gonna feel so different. Use that to truly create the best expression of your life so you can help shift the world. And the program I recommend is Awaken the Species by the legendary teacher Neil Donald Walsh. Neil will teach you how to elevate your levels of consciousness and to operate in the world at the same level of wisdom as some of the greatest spiritual teachers. Now, following that, I recommend you dive into Be Extraordinary, which is my program. Be Extraordinary teaches you, once you know your mission, how to tap into inspiration and creativity, and then tap into the forces of your mind to bend reality, to create synchronicities, coincidences, the right opportunities to move you towards your goal. Following Be Extraordinary, I recommend you dive into Speak and Inspire. This program teaches you how to express your voice, to be authentic, to be real, to speak your truth, and to be a leader. And when you put all of this together, you have a curriculum that makes you a truly powerful version of yourself. This is the path to the you that you've always aspired to be. This will truly shift your life. But remember, you don't have to go down that specific path. With Mindvalley All Access, all of our programs are available to you, and you get to choose your own adventure.
Burning all of those hours, you can freak out.
Now, I also know that some of you may wonder if this is right for you. So we make trying it out risk-free. It's 1 hour lecture where we dismantle mental models which are holding you back.
Exactly.
And then it's the RTT session, which is around 20 to 25 minutes. That's the powerful stuff.
So powerful.
Now, each RTT session, if you want, you can listen to it every day for that week.
Yeah.
Every day for that week, right? Or if that's too much, you can listen to it 2 to 3 times a week and still get incredible results.
Yeah.
In fact, even once delivers remarkable results.
The mind learns by repetition, so play it as much as you can for that week, as much as you want to, but you can always return to it. At the end of the program, you can go, I loved that one the most. I'm going to get that out at key events. So many people say I was going for a big interview and I went back and played the audio again because it changed my life. Someone said at my wedding day, I put it on and I walked down that aisle and I didn't feel nervous. I wasn't anything I thought it would be.
So in the
because of that
8-week program,
audio.
there are 8 unique audios.
Yeah, and they're yours forever.
Yeah, you get to listen to them anytime.
Yeah.
And over the course of the 8 weeks, every week you're going to feel that shift in you. Every week you're going to feel that you're expanding and growing and transforming. Now, we also have a bonus. Because we released this program several years ago and enrolled over 100,000 students, we got people's feedback. And people said they loved this so much, they asked Marisa if there was some bonus solutions that she could provide. So we're providing 4 bonus audios when you enroll today. The first is jacking up self-confidence and self-esteem. You can listen to this anytime you want just to get a boost in your self-confidence. The second is attracting the perfect love relationship for you. So many people love this audio. The third is getting deep, unbroken sleep. This has helped so many people sleep well at night. And the fourth, interestingly enough, overcoming fear of public speaking. So these are 4 bonuses that you get in addition to the 8-week program when you enroll today. So what happens next? All you got to do is scroll down below, click the enroll button, and you will get an email with your instructions on how to log in. If you're a prior Mindvalley customer, you can use your existing login and password. Download the Mindvalley app if you want this on your smartphone. You can get it from the Android store or the Apple store. And keep in mind that our app was just Apple's app of the day. When you download the app and you log in with the email that you use on your purchase, instantly the program will be available for you. And every week you will get pinged what to listen to and what track to go through. Now, there's a special additional bonus. You get to participate in a community with thousands of students who are studying with Marisa. So you can enroll in this online community if you wish and interact with other students. And our community is so supportive. So any questions you have, anything you want to get clarity on, there are facilitators there who are ready to help. So I want you to say goodbye to the old you. Say goodbye to the things that were holding you back, because what you're about to go through is a complete human upgrade using the science of RTT. And there are so many amazing stories of how Marisa's work has changed people's lives. So Uncompromised Life is one of the most highly rated programs in Mindvalley. Check this out. So June Sarpong, who is a member of the British Empire, it's a huge honorary title, said, Marisa has a unique ability to simplify the complex teachings of how the brain works so that the audience immediately gets it. Stephen Wallace, the chef and winner of MasterChef 2007, said, I'm amazed at how much food I am leaving on the table. I cannot finish food and I'm indifferent to junk food, which is such a buzz for me. So imagine that. This program and Marisa's work helped him eat healthier. Ryan Levesque, who's become a massive success in the personal development field, did the program at Marisa and said, I've already seen massive positive changes in my relationship with my wife, my children, and my employees. And so many other stories from Robin Terhune, from Sharon Yonell, from Jenny Latham at Ernst & Young. There's a whole list of testimonials and stories you can hear from people who have taken this program and so want to encourage everyone else they know to go through it. This is why we hit over 100,000 students. So, as you're scrolling down and enrolling, I also want to take some time to answer some of the most common questions that we get from people who are interested in enrolling in this program. The first question, Marisa, someone said is, I'm really busy. Is this program really time-consuming? I mean, it is 8 weeks.
Is it time-consuming? Not at all. Everyone's got 1 hour a week to watch something that will change your life. And 20 minutes a day, you have 20 minutes a day to play something that is going to powerfully wire in life-changing beliefs, so it's not time-consuming.
So let me break that down. The lecture portion is an hour a week, just an hour a week. I'm sure we can cut that out from our social media time or our Netflix time, just an hour a week. And these lectures are fascinating. And then the 20-minute RTT audio, you can listen to it that same day. And you can listen to it once a week, and you're going to get results. But we recommend you listen to it every day of that week. It's only 20 minutes, so you can listen to it in your morning meditation. And if you're commuting to work and you're not driving, someone is driving you, or you're on a bus or you're on a train, you can listen to it then as well. Just close your eyes and listen to it on your headset. Second question is this. A lot of people write to us and report healings, right? And healings are happening from this. What's going on there? Because Marisa, you healed yourself of cancer a few years ago. Tell us that story and tell us what is going on in this program that are causing people to heal illnesses?
Well, you know, when you look at faith healing and people believe they've been healed by faith. This is not to diminish that, but all healing is self-healing. If you believe you're going to get better, you'll get better. That's what a placebo means, the physician that lives within you. So when you take a placebo pill, because you believe it's powerful, it will have an effect on you. And the mind is the most powerful healing force there is. And so when I was told I had cancer, I was determined to fight back, and I simply commanded my body to fix itself. And we haven't mentioned within Uncompromised Life, we have command therapy, and we have a healing module that teaches your body how to heal itself of emotional and physical.
That's incredible that you healed yourself of cancer. That is truly remarkable, and it shows that you practice what you preach. And I guess because this works on a complete belief system, we regain our body's ability to naturally heal itself as you go through this program.
Yeah, the body is the most powerful healing force there is, and you can, if you have the technique which is within the program, you can command and compel and instruct your body to activate healing, to do wellness and not illness, which is what I did when I was sick. I told my body to do wellness, and it did.
And another thing that happens is people report that their income goes up. Why is that happening?
Well, we have wealth blocks. You know, everything, again, that you believe about money that's been put into you before. Often you were 5 or 6. So many people have gone back and said, you know, I went back to this memory or this belief I had about money, and you smashed that out of the ballpark, and now I've acquired wealth. And so
because you're dealing with all of the beliefs that restrict us from money.
All these limiting beliefs, these blocks. And when we get rid of the blocks, your life becomes extraordinary.
So what's going on with that case study of that lady, JB, who within 1 year met the love of her life, Peter, and actually asked you to attend the wedding because you were in the same city? Is there something that is causing us to attract the right people?
Well, your thoughts are energy. Your thoughts are energy that radiate out from you and back to you. If you think you don't like dogs and you're around a dog, they pick up that energy and they don't like you. Try getting on a horse with a belief that I'm terrified, and the horse will pick it up. People pick up your thoughts. When you believe I'm worth it, they believe it. And when you believe I'm not worth it, they believe it. And with JB, I said to her, if you do this, you'll be married within a year. A year later to the day, she said to me, have you got anything pink in your case? I'm like, yes. Why? She said, you're being my bridesmaid and my ring bearer.
So as you can see, this is really a very complete, powerful program that transforms so many different aspects of your life, which is why the title is Uncompromised Life, because that is what you deserve. One more question. The RTT session that we just did, obviously there's going to be some people who might fall asleep during that session, or when I did it, I didn't get the first imagery, I only got the second and the third one. Does that mean it doesn't work for us?
No, I was taking you through that quite fast because we don't want to make it too long. And you can go back and do that over and over again. These things don't go away. You can now say to your mind, give me more of those sessions, give me more of those memories, and they will.
And so what happens is, if you didn't have success with that session that you experienced here, it doesn't mean that you will not have success with the program. It may mean that at this particular time frame, it wasn't for you. So take advantage of the trial, try it out. You are going to get several sessions. You can listen to it, you know, maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening, different times of the day. And sometimes the first session may not work, but the second time you do it, it comes to you. That certainly happened to me. I was in the audience at A-Fest. The first time you did it, didn't have a result there. Second time, I had that breakthrough where I saw myself in the back seat of my parents' car. So don't give up just because it didn't happen at one point. At any time, 20% of the audience are not going to be experiencing the meditation just because of life. Maybe you had a little bit too much caffeine. Maybe you were too sleepy and you fell asleep. Maybe your mind wasn't able to focus. That's life. Don't blame yourself. Try it again, and you might have a completely different experience. So I encourage you all to not be dabblers, to aim for mastery, to want to not just stop at regaining confidence and self-esteem, but to truly seek an uncompromised life. And I cannot wait to hear your success stories. We've shared so many amazing stories from people all around the world, including incredibly famous individuals. Remember, someday, your story could be on that list. And thank you, Marisa, for joining us. Thank you all for tuning in. Scroll down below, click enroll, and jump into an uncompromised life. Thank you all.